Smoking a brush, breathing the cold. Eyes on the dark where the wild runs bold. Blood on the steel, dirt on my hands. Hunting ghosts that don't understand. Smokin coyotes, born to run. Fire in the chamber, baptized in the gun. Soul like thunder, heart like stone. We hunt the night, we don't die.
Kill a duck for the love of God, I can make love to it from here.
Welcome to the Smokin Coyotes.
Just chilling.
We're going to talk about a lot of things today. A lot of things. We're going to be ourselves.
We're just hanging out by the fire, kicking it.
Hearing dogs bark.
About to get on my nerves. Makes me want to set a nuke off in my neighborhood right now. I really actually don't live in like a neighborhood. I'm like in a cul-de-sac with a bunch of land, but the dogs echo because it's a bunch of land.
It'd be a shame that we put the coyote call in. Confuse the neighbor's dog with a coyote.
So the neighbor comes, their dog's missing, and we're over here skinning out what we thought was a coyote.
I know, we're going to look at...
No, I'm playing. Each one of us. Wait. No, I'm playing. We were just... Wait. Ooh.
Wait.
We were just talking about those guys. I'm sure y'all have seen them on TikTok. I was asking Manny. I didn't know what they were, if they were Brazilian or what, but they take the biggest chew bears and put them in their mouth, and they just get stoked with it. And when they do, their long cut's like real long cut. It looks like they pulled up a tree root and tossed it in their lip. I need a chew bear right now, and I don't have one. I'm hurt.
It's hurting. So, you know how deer season started and duck season started. When are we planning to go out duck hunting?
Well, I mean, we don't usually hunt before the split, but
I'm not sure.
It's warm right now too in Texas, man. It got cold, and then it went to hell in a handbasket, and now we're out here in shorts and t-shirt. At least I am, and it was awful. I thought we were gonna catch an early winter, so I don't know when we're gonna hunt. Eventually,
you know, for sure, my goal for this year is like getting a woody. A wood for sure.
I get woody every morning.
Man,
Oh, I'm kidding, bro.
Oh man,
no, getting a wood duck would be. We've been talking about it for like 3 years now.
I know, man. I really, hopefully, you know, it works out to go up there, up north with your uncle. So we'll get some. I would really want to get a buffalo heads.
Buffalo head.
You know, I've never seen one in real life, like out in the fields.
They're pretty. I mean, I blew the whole butthole out of a buffalo head.
You need to stop shooting them candles, bro. Them 3.5s.
I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. Of course, I'd never seen a buffalo head before. And all we've ever hunted with teal was, teal, of course, we don't. I don't know. Teal's a beautiful duck, but we see so many teal. It's what we kill the most of every year, where if you look around at all the other guys, they love teal.
Really? Well, this year my goal is to find the perfect way how to cook duck. I don't care what all these YouTubers, all these TikTokers say. They always say, cook them medium rare, add them to a pepper, or to, make them like a little pepper
like
thing.
A popper?
Yeah. No, all of them taste horrible, bro. One time I tried to make jerky one time, bro. Let me tell you. Just imagine this. Go to the greenest pond, the dirtiest pond you could ever go to, bro. And grab a straw and take a sip out of it. That's exactly what that jerky tastes. Man, never again.
I don't know. You know what? Like, the duck that we hunt is not like the duck there's people talk about the fancy restaurants with this crispy duck skin, and we cook things in this duck fat. No, it's not the same. These are all swamp monsters that we're hunting, and I would just rather chop them up and turn them into dog food, but I would like to. It'd be nice to find a recipe that was worth a shit.
No, I totally agree. As a kid, they always taught me whatever you kill, you eat. But man, I don't know about duck, man. I take my chances with a raccoon before a duck. Oh, I cannot.
Well, I don't know.
But on TikTok, I saw something on TikTok that you could make them like a nacho dip.
Like a queso.
Mm-hmm. We're going to be doing that at your house this winter. Just saying.
I mean, I'd try it, but I don't know, man. Duck's not my favorite flavor. Like, I love hunting them. I will eat them, but they, there is an occasion that I would rather just dice it up, grind it up, and give it to the dog.
Man, poor dogs. I feel like they don't even want to eat it either.
The dogs don't want to eat it. I mean, we do give the duck to other people.
Yeah, and they cook it. And
They'll cook it. They'll eat it.
I think it's just a taste.
It doesn't go to waste.
Yeah, for sure. It's just all taste preference. Like some people say wild hogs taste horrible. You should not eat wild hogs.
I like wild hog.
I personally, we make carnitas out of them mostly. Almost everything with the wild hog we try to do carnitas with. But other than that, we do ribs in the smoker. But not a lot of people eat wild hogs.
What's a carnita?
Carnitas? That's I mean, I can't explain it to you. It's just basically what it is you
shredded
dice
pork, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
just straight pork. But all
pork.
you do is get the whole body of the pork. You dice it up into pieces, like about 3 to 6 inches big. Just dice it up, and you just basically deep fry it with their own lard, like a regular lard. So what you do is you get a big pot and you put it over a fire, and then you just melt that lard down until it's boiling, and that's when you put the meat in there. Obviously, you put like a lot of sugar. Yeah, you put sugar in it and salt. It depends what part of Mexico you're from. They do it different ways. Some people add oranges, Coke, and stuff
I've
like
seen
that.
the oranges, yeah.
They do that. Some people put just lime juice and water, mix it up, and it tastes good. But it's all preference, and you just fry it up until it's a nice gold crispy color. You take it out, you chop it into pieces, you put it on a nice tortilla. And that molcajete salsa that we did earlier, man, it's fire every day.
See, hog though, I've never had a problem with hog. Every time I eat hog, I like it. I mean, obviously you can get a hold of a big mature boar that's kind of dirty, but either way, it doesn't matter what we eat.
What's your opinion about that?
What?
About the size of the boar? A lot of people about eating.
I don't know. I think it's preference. I think obviously, I will say, I think the younger the pig, the better it does taste. I just don't think it's, But I've tasted all of them. I've tasted big boars that were good, and I think it depends on how it's seasoned. And
Definitely who cooks it.
It's different than, I think, a piglet. Man, did you hear that?
Yeah, the coyotes.
I keep hearing something back there. I think the piglet tastes better. I mean, I don't know why. I just think throwing a whole one on the Traeger and smoking it tastes better.
100%.
But the big mature boars they stink more.
They do.
They stink more. Like when you get them and you're skinning them out, they stink, and I don't know. They're just dirty. Dirty as hell. I'm not gonna bullshit it. They're dirty.
Man, I think that's all wild game because I love how deer taste. I eat deer,
That's
but
true.
during rut season, man,
Yeah.
them does smell horrible.
A lot of people don't realize that. They're like, oh, deer meat, oh, it tastes so freaking good. And it does. It really does. But, dude, when somebody cuts one open and you smell that and it smells like a stinky fart, sometimes
Like a boiled egg.
it smells like a dirty fart. And I'll just be sitting there looking at it like, damn. But this is probably how people feel about cattle. Like, they eat beef, they eat hamburgers, they eat all this stuff, but they don't want to see the process.
100%.
What it takes to
see
get that steak or get that burger. And I remember the first time that we were out there and up in the Panhandle, and Benny killed his first doe, or he killed his doe up there. And I was like, yes, I've been hearing about backstrap and loin. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
And man, he broke that bad boy open, and that thing just said, just
like a stinky fart.
yeah, he just blew a kiss at me, and I was like, what is that? Did you cut his stomach off? I'm like, no, it's just the way it smells. And I was like, wow, I did not know that. But, once you get the backstrap and you prep it properly and you do the steaks, it's similar to what your brother did, they taste great.
Just don't overcook it like me. It tastes like a bark.
Yeah.
Chewing on bark.
Manny's mid-rare backstrap is about the bottom of a brunt boot. It's just...
It's like taking a bite of a needle tire.
It was tough, dude.
Tell me about it. Let me tell you something. Something about over there. And we go hunting again out there. We should open a restaurant. I feel like we'll become the richest people out there. For sure. There's nothing. There's not even a McDonald's.
Yeah, there is nothing out there, literally. Yeah, we should just open up a franchise of any sort.
100%.
I mean, I bet a McDonald's franchise would blow.
You telling me a McGriddle and a deer stand at 4 o'clock in the morning doesn't sound good? 100%.
Well, nothing's either. You know the worst part about deer hunting, and I don't care what anybody says. I have to eat breakfast. I always look thick, big baby. But
like
I gotta
how
eat
Trump
breakfast.
says with his tongue, thick, thick.
But I have to. I gotta eat breakfast, and at 4 a.m, there's nothing. If you're at deer camp, cool, you can hop up, but you're not really gonna cook breakfast before you go out. So maybe you throw a sausage biscuit inside the microwave.
Man, for whatever you do not stop at all subs and get a burrito, because let me tell you, you're gonna be losing a sock. That day you're hunting the deer stand, bro. I'm telling you.
Losing a sock.
Hey, a sock, or hey, your badass little beanie you got, little sick boy.
I got one thing that's Sitka, and it's a beanie, which keeps me the warmest I've ever been. And you want to talk shit to me about wearing Sitka? I don't care what kind
Look
of
at my
camo I
drip.
wear.
Look at my outfit.
Oh my goodness, look at my drip today. I'm absolutely stunning today. No cap, bro. For real.
Hell yeah, bro. Like that too on TikTok. Look at my drip. Absolutely dripping today. Because I'm in my Sitka gear. Nah, I don't.
Sitka
Listen,
boy.
I don't care what you wear. I mean, you know what? If I was rich and I could afford all Sitka, I'd probably wear all Sitka, but I can't. I got a beanie that's Sitka, and the rest of my shit's my gelling.
You know, it's crazy because, you know, this is a theory. Everybody is talking about these outfits. You know, the Sitka's coming out with that digital
print, yeah.
But where in the where you go hunting, do you see digital?
Bro, I know I'm not killing things because I don't have Sitka or I got one of these badass brands on. I can smack something with a dollar store camo.
100%.
I'm gonna smack. We smacked those pigs when we were up there. We were literally running drills and saws, and I don't know. You know, I think it just depends on where you're at. Everybody has their own experience. Our experience has been it didn't matter.
Think about it. Our fathers and our grandfathers, they used to hunt in just in blue jeans and their Carhartt jacket.
Which, you know, when we're in a stand, it doesn't matter. You know, but I think obviously it matters. If you're sitting in a tree somewhere, like, you know, you're on one of those saddles, which my big ass at 300 pounds really isn't doing shit like that. If I'm being real honest, like, I don't trust any harness. I feel like I'm going to be one of those guys that's swaying off a tree and the carabiner screaming at me, yikes! And I'm eating shit.
What you call me?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, no, but
we're sounding real soft right now.
I know, bro. Like you always have.
Like your chin, sucker. Your chin soft. Of course, you know, listen, I think the truest thing that I always hear everybody say, which is like real, everybody thinks they're hard. And I know that it gets talked about as cliche. Everybody's like, oh, you're hard till you got the deer stand. I used to think, you know, that was full of shit. Everybody be like, oh, you know, I don't think I'm hard by any means, but you know, we grew up hunting, and so
I stay hard.
I'm hard while I hunt. Now I'm playing, but I think that like that place we hunt is scary sometimes.
You know what's
what I mean?
scarier is that we searched up that there's been the most sightseeing of Bigfoot out there.
Yeah, how they say that. Yeah, the most concentrated Bigfoot sightings. And I don't know if I believe in that shit, but I definitely believe there's some shit in the woods that we don't see a lot of. But you remember that time we were down there in that little thin ass pop up blind, and we were down at the bottom?
Yeah, we'll feel bulletproof in that little mesh.
Yeah, we did. And just to give some preface to what we're talking about, we got some land that's in a forestry. It's surrounded by 30,000 acres, and we're on about 200, but we're surrounded by 30,000. And we dropped down in this valley real heavy. And no service, it's pitch black, can't see your face, like can't see your hand, like in front of your face, you can't see it. And we had this little pop-up line that's super thin, and we used to think, man, damn, we're protected. I don't know why that thin piece of material makes you feel like nothing can touch you. Like anything can touch you in 2 seconds, I think. But me and Manny were in there hanging out. We had a little drink. We were just chilling. We were hunting. And went into the nighttime. We decided to stay there, see if any pigs showed up. And we were like, screw it. We were starting to get cold. So when we got out, and boom, this owl like immediately went hoo hoo. Like,
But this one had like a screech to it. I mean, it sounded like a woman was dying type of screech, bro.
But I'll never forget. That was probably one of the funniest ones because when we stepped out of that thing and that thing let that sound off, I remember me and you just froze up. We just locked up and looked at each other and we were cracking us. I thought you were hard, fool. Like I thought you were okay walking
I was
around.
like, you scared? You scared?
You scared?
Hey, low key, I was scared, bro.
I was too. We don't have to worry about that now with the new stand that we built, but
oh no, man.
now we're 8 foot in the air and we're surrounded by 4 walls and
it's still scary, man. I don't care.
It is, but I don't really trip when we're in that stand.
You know what? One morning that you decided not to go with me because you were like decided to sleep in. I went out there. Normally me and you park the side by sides. We park the side by sides to the very top of the mountain. You know how we walk about 200, 300 yards to the freaking stand. Not me, sucker. I parked that mug in the back of the stand. I still ran up the stairs.
Hey, did you get anything that day?
Nope.
That's because you drove it straight to the stand.
I don't care. I don't care. I feel like that's still myth, man. Think about the people that kills deer inside the truck with a spotlight. You don't see them walking away.
What people are those? I'm gonna tell you right now. It's the truth, though. Remember when we pulled up and we smoked all those pigs? I mean, we pulled up and parked right behind the deer stand, walked up. 15 minutes later, we had all those pigs out. And then the biggest buck I've ever seen, which was by far my biggest regret, was in that same pop-up blind when that big ass had to been at least a good 12 point. He was solid, old, probably like 5-6 years old at least. And
got that Roman nose.
And he came cruising by, probably within 10 feet of that pop-up blind. He had no idea we were there. I mean, he had no idea we were there. And I'll never forget that I think that was the first time I'd ever saw a buck, like, up close and personal. And I think to be honest with you, although it is a regret that I didn't shoot it because, shit, I never saw anything again. It's been 3 years later, and I still haven't seen a buck yet. But that, I'll never forget looking at it and just watching it eat. And I think I was just in such awe of, like, damn. I'm like,
it's a beautiful creature.
Yeah, I'm sitting by this beautiful creature.
Yeah.
And I just looked at it and just thought, I don't know. I'm not going to take him. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to lie. There is times like when me and you go out and we don't get anything. And now, like I said, it's been 3 years since I've seen a buck that big actually at that place. That I regret not taking it because I would have loved for it to be my, regular buck. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. I just feel like I couldn't take that one, Man, I just feel like I couldn't take that one. I tell you all the time I regret it.
I know, man. You're a different breed because I didn't care. I would have smoked him. I would have been like, man, he's so beautiful.
Okay, but fast forward 3 years now, and I hunt deer a lot more.
You're more of a duck
I did.
hunter.
I started off. Okay, I grew up without a family that did any of this.
That makes sense.
So, the first thing that I ever really went hunting for was duck. My stepfather, who I call my dad now, great guy. I grew up backpacking with him, and we never grew up hunting, but outdoors was his thing. So he took me backpacking all over. I've been all over the United States backpacking. Of course, I was a lot thinner back then, and then he took me on a duck hunt for my very first time, and I fell in love with it. I could not get enough of it. I loved it.
How did he met your guide hunter?
Be honest with you, it was like a friend of a friend of a friend. One time my dad got hooked up with him, and he said, hey, let's go on it. You want to go on a duck hunt? And I said, yeah, let's go. And it was the first time I ever went. And I'm not gonna lie, like that particular hunt, and which was funny as hell because this is what sold me the dream. Because we were done in 17 minutes. It was 5 guys. We were done in 17 minutes. It was the craziest slaughter we'd ever done. I mean, they were pouring in. It was the craziest show. What we call a show now. You know, we talk about like, bro, we'll just sit back and watch the show.
That's what I tell my wife all the time.
Sit back and watch the show.
Yeah, exactly.
She can't see the show though, so that's a problem. But
I try to tell her why 5 minutes is really fast, you know, a really long time. But you know, you just said 17 minutes was pretty fast.
It was fast as shit. I'm not gonna lie, compared to some of the hunts we do it now. But
100%.
It was the best hunt I'd ever been on in my life, and it sold me on hunting. And then I went back for years. Well, then fast forward, it was probably 5 years after my first hunt, and I was working at the dealership.
Yep.
And everybody knew I duck hunted. I was in there always calling all the time. Duck season would come around. I'm in there ripping the call in the middle of the floor. Then that's when you told me, he said, "Hey, what do you got to do to duck hunt?" And I said, "We just need water. Like if we got water, we'll figure it out." And he said, "My dad's got water on his land, but just so y'all know too, like in Texas, a lot of cattle tanks, a lot of stock tank hunting ducks, and I know there's gonna be a lot of people out there like, oh, y'all aren't really hunting ducks. Shut up. Yes, we are. That's how Texas does it.
Hunting is hunting, man.
Yeah, I don't have to go stand in a fucking swamp or sit at the damn public boat ramp and fucking fight everybody and deal with all the bullshit that goes on with those guys. And more power to them. I think those dudes are hustlers too when it comes to hunting, but we don't have to do that shit.
I still think that's one of the challenges we should do one day.
Someday, but I'll
just imagine me, you and me in a 10-foot pontoon boat.
With the fucking with the damn metal on each side where there's blazing there, bro. We'll never keep up.
With your little friend, we use them as a duck.
Those damn fucking mud boats are wild, bro. I wish I had one, but we don't have to do that. We can hunt stock tanks, and so we can go sit in the middle of a field somewhere that has a piece of cattle tank water on it because we're in a flyway and throw decoys, and we still have to do all the same things. Throw decoys, call them in, sit with the wind right. Like, we still have to do all the right shit to do it. But Manny had told me his father had the duck tank or he had water, and I said, let's go. And I'll never forget the first time we went, and it was freezing and cold, and Manny showed up with the shit kicker boots on and camos. He didn't have any real gear like to duck hunt.
I only had deer hunting gear, bro.
Yeah, deer hunting gear. And I'll never forget, we were walking about, 10, 12 minutes in, and it started raining, and Manny sunk about knee high in water into this water pit, and his whole foot got wet, and he was like, shit. And just so y'all know, he's going to lie, but Manny is a baby in the cold, boy.
I don't have to lie. I'll tell you, it's a price. I'm a hunter. But I hate the cold. I hate the water. All these people say, duck hunting, the best weather is when it's raining, and the best deer hunting when it's cold. I think it's BS, man. I'm telling you, it's BS. Because I'd rather be in the nice, warm stand with a little Debbie cake on the side.
What kind of Debbie cake?
The little tree ones.
Little Deborah?
That was my first love, but let's not talk about her.
Deborah. And I remember when we went in there, that's when I had I think I probably had that was the first time I'd ever bought decoys, so I had 6 decoys.
We made it work.
And we did make it work. We shot a Merganser, and you shot a Merganser on the way to the truck because you were hightailing it out of there, and it was in a puddle next door to the pond. It wasn't even on the pond. That's what was messed up about the whole duck hunt. It was damn. He got this whole tank of water. Manny's leaving to go to the truck because he's being a big old titty baby about the water. And boom, right there in the puddle of the flooded pasture right there was the Merganser. And I hear Manny start cutting rounds off. Pow, 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 pow.
I loaded that gun about 3 times. You finally come and help me.
I was like, what's up? You're like, I got one. I got a duck. Shit. And you know what's crazy, though? The rest is history because ever since then, we've been chasing ducks together.
For sure. I'm your typical hunter to say, a box per duck. That's me.
A box of shells per duck?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, 100%.
100%. I'm trigger happy. I don't care.
100%. Manny don't care if we're trying to mount those things or not.
I'll mount the ass of a duck, bro.
He's gonna get 2-3 feathers off of it, and
Hey,
the rest of it's
that's
history.
all I need is proof.
Yeah, proof that you shot it.
It's as good as you shooting them candlesticks.
That's true. I shoot a SB2, Benelli SB2, and it was it was the second shotgun I ever bought. The first shotgun I ever had, I learned on a single barrel Winchester 12 gauge that my dad taught me how to shoot on.
Oh, heary gun.
And then
the British is coming type of gun.
Yeah, no shit. And then I got a Nova. I think it's a Nova that my son was rocking for. The Nova pump 12 gauge. And then I finally went to Cabela's into their used gun room, and I'll never forget. I didn't even know what the a Benelli was. I just saw the camo print, and it was the first shotgun I could afford to get, and I was like, yes. And it was a Super Black Eagle 2, and everything was good with it. And I'll tell you, but it hates 3-inch shells, even though it'll shoot from 2 3/4 to 3.5. Hates 3-inch shells. If I shoot it, I don't give a shit if it's the top of the line. Still, it doesn't matter what shell I use. If I shoot a 3-inch shell, that thing is jamming, and I have to yank it out mid hunt. We'll be in the middle of a pile of birds, and I'll be having to fucking fling out that damn shotgun shell. 2 3/4, no problem. 3.5s, aka what Manny calls the candlestick. 3.5s, it loves, and so I just use the 3.5s, but I'm real sick of that shit.
But let me tell you something. You said your first shotgun you could afford. You said a Benelli. I'm gonna call you Mr. Ritz, man, because everybody's talks about their first shotgun, and you're like, yeah, my first shotgun I could afford was a Benelli in the duck world. Benelli's, especially a black eye, whatever you call it.
A Black Eagle.
Black Eagle. That ain't no cheap gun. My first gun was a Mossberg from the pawn shop that cost me $200.
Yeah,
Kick like a mule.
But you're talking a lot of shit about the Mossberg. Mossberg was a great brand. I told you my first shotgun was a Nova $200 pump shotgun, and so I saved a little money. I went into Cabela's used. They had $1,000 SB2. Actually, I think it was like $900. It came with all the chokes, and so I bought it, and it was worth it.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? That you talk all that shit about needing a gun. Did we or did we not just build you a 6.5 Grendel? Because I don't want to get a 6.5 Creedmoor. I don't want to get a 308, but I'm gonna build a 6.5 Grendel.
Hey, you're right. You're right.
So you're talking a lot of shit.
Hey, we're talking about the shotgun. Hey, we're talking the shotguns world. We're not talking about the ARs.
This guy's over here talking shit. He's got the church gun with the jewels. He looks like he's part of the damn, you know what I'm about to say. He look like he's slanging dope. The neighbors think I'm selling dope, but he's not. But he's got the damn jewels on his gun. He looking like he's freaking part of Romeo and Juliet. With the freaking
it's my 1911,
babe, what is it? What is the Romeo and Juliet? Capuli or whoever they are. John Lugazano. Those dudes that got the badass weapons. You ever seen that show?
Huh? No, bro. I don't watch TV.
No, it's in the top.
I wouldn't say it's the best movie ever, but it is a good show. You should listen.
No, my 1911 that I changed the sides. Yes, I call it my church gun because it's one of my beautiful guns I own that I did not purchase. I'm blessed to have a wife to buy me a beautiful 1911.
He's calling me Ritz, but he's calling his guns beautiful. What do y'all think? Y'all think you think he's the Ritz, or y'all think I'm the Ritz? He's over here like my beautiful weapon, my beautiful firearm.
Hey, I have a gun per outfit. we're Texas.
He got the cockroach killers with the pearl handles. But something I do want to talk about, we haven't done yet for you guys, is explain who we are and why we have a channel. We think this is so, I don't know, it's weird, man. I don't care what anybody says. When you first start filming yourself, it feels really, really weird. But my name is Marcus. This is Manny.
Manny.
and Manny, and we make fun of each other a lot. Now, but listen, we're good friends, and regardless if the camera's on or off, this is what we do. We hunt, we fish, we've built off-grid stuff. We have a cabin that has a bunch of off-grid stuff that you'll see us film at sometimes.
And we have some land in South Texas
We
as
got
well.
some land in South Texas that we go to. We live in North Texas, part of North Texas. I won't tell you where, but we live in North Texas somewhere, and so this is all we do. We everything you're seeing is not for the videos. It's what we do. This is our normal day. Kicking it by the fire, talking. We kind of just shit up the idea to do it one day, and we said, well, hey, if people like to watch it, they will. And the worst case scenario, we'll have a bunch of cool footage for our families. We both have families and children, and you know, one of the reasons why we came up with the name, and it's a mixture of things, but just so you guys know, we're not just Smokin Coyotes, but I had my late brother. He's my older brother. He's very dear to me. Battled some things which I'll get to maybe some other time in the future, but he passed away, and he loved this song by Coulter Wall called "The Devil Wears a Suit and Tie," and on the front of the album cover is a coyote smoking a cigarette. And when me and Manny were sitting back and we're like, man, what are we gonna call it? You know, if we're gonna try to do something, what are we gonna call it? And we said, let's call it Smokin Coyotes, man. Let's just call it that. And we loved it, and that's kind of how we went with it. And
For sure.
Manny's wife, created a hat for us and a cup for us, and it kind of just solidified it because we loved the logo so much. We were like, shit, yeah, let's just do it that way. So
100%, man. We don't claim to be the best hunters or the best fishermen or the best duck hunters because we're not. We're just bringing y'all with our experience because not a lot of people get to enjoy what we do. Not a lot of people get to hunt or fish. No one has like the chance to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you got your public grounds. You got your, you could go fishing on the side. Yes, it's fun, but not a lot of people will have the opportunity to do it.
Well, and some people just don't give a shit to do it, but they like to watch it. And
100%.
I really, when I started watching YouTube, I mean, I was always watching guys that were in the middle of the mountains. Like I said, I grew up backpacking. Manny grew up ranching, with his family and running cattle and riding bulls and doing all that crazy shit. And I don't know. We just were like, screw it. Like, we already do this stuff regardless if the camera's on or off, and we've always wanted to get footage of ourselves doing it. And so we kind of just started doing it. I know there's a lot of people that do it.
We're not going for your 200-inch deer, even if they do pop up.
We're shooting them,
for sure.
I mean? Hey, listen.
But it could be a little spike, and we'll be celebrating if it was a 200.
You're going to hear a lot of, like, our videos are going to be freaking out over shit that y'all are going to look at probably, like, if you're an avid hunter or fisherman, you're going to be like, what the hell are these guys excited about? But you know what? For us, we don't give a shit. You remember when we got a boat together, me and Manny fish a lot. We go out, we fish a lot, and I'm telling you right now, we suck at fishing. We're awful at it. We're the worst fishermen on the planet. We really like to drink and spit sunflower seeds and fish, but the first time me and Manny went out fishing and we bought live bait, live minnows, and we went fishing, dude, we caught probably 20 sand bass, and on the video is just me and Manny just, oh my god, look at the size of him. And they're probably just barely legal, and if they weren't legal, we didn't give a we were so excited we tossed them back, we didn't give a but you're gonna see a lot of that. You're gonna see Manny get excited about deer he shoots that most people are gonna say, oh,
they could have given him another year.
Yeah, listen, we don't give a shit. We don't. I want people to like our video, and we love to hunt. But really, to be honest with you, for me, I love just being in the woods, kicking it with you. You know what I mean?
I think the best times we have is when we hunt together, man.
Yeah.
Like nothing will ever be when we went that 1 week hunting. We went, sand crane,
Yeah. Yeah.
Canadian geese hunting,
Yeah.
and after that, we went straight deer hunting. Even though we didn't kill nothing,
Yeah.
it was one of the best memories I had.
That was the longest trip by far that I ever took. We did a full week. Manny got us a trailer from his in-laws. They let us borrow a pull behind trailer and we'll get into it later, that we were supposed to switch on and off the beds, but I lied to Manny.
He said, one day you sleep on the couch, another day I sleep on the bed.
Oh,
Let me tell you, the whole week I slept on the couch.
Hey, listen, Manny's always talking about being tough. I grew up tough. I grew up poor. This and that. Hey, I let him feel it that week because I slept in the bed the entire week. I let that boy sleep on that recliner.
Oh man, let me tell you something. For whatever reason, our heater was not working. It was much colder inside the RV than outside.
Yeah, I was freezing. But that was the best. That was the best trip by far. Still to this day, that was the best trip that I ever. That's really kind of really where we were like, man, we should be filming what we're doing just for our own, like, for our families. Because think about it, and I'm sure all the men can understand this, all the wives understand. It's like we were away from our families. It was the first opportunity we had.
We were very sad being away from our wives for a week.
We were, because listen, we have great women in our lives.
Yes,
we're not those guys who are like, oh, we get away for a week. Like, if I could roll with mine, she would roll with me. But it was just one of those things, kids have to be dealt with, and luckily we are blessed enough to be able to do that. But we took a trailer for a week, and we first started off in West Texas, or no, really Northwest Texas, the Panhandle. We went sandhill crane hunting, geese hunting, and we did that for about 3 days. We slaughtered, and we got some footage of that, and then we cut down and we drove down to Southwest Texas.
Yes.
And we tried to deer hunt. Manny, we couldn't do it. We didn't get any deer. We couldn't close the deal.
We passed on little bucks, we really
a couple
did.
Little spikes. But I ain't gonna lie, if I'd have thought we weren't gonna kill enough for the rest of the week, I'd smoked that spike.
I for sure would have too.
I thought for sure we were gonna see these big monsters come out, and
I don't know how y'all do it. We always check the trail cams. We always see this big bucks, daylighting. Even the day before we even showed up.
He'll be here. Don't just pass him.
Yeah, they'll be here, and they weren't there.
No, they never show up. They never show. They know, man. They're smart, but it's.
Then again, they probably heard us over here laughing the whole
cutting
time.
up. Yeah, the problem with me and Manny, we have a hard time is, man, dude, we end up forgetting that we're deer hunting really, and we just sit there and end up cutting up, and we're laughing. And one thing I can agree with everybody is that hunting is not easy. Like, we feed year round. You're constantly having to do work. You're constantly having to check feeders. You're constantly having to check feeder motors. You're constantly having to check cameras, all the way up to the point where it's time to hunt deer and you never see them. And but I don't care, because one of my funnest times is with you. When we go kick it.
What's crazy is that a lot of people say, the work starts when you're deer hunting. I'm actually think the work starts after deer season. That's when you got to start plotting again and plotting for the food.
For the food plot, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like start feeding again. It doesn't get over here in Texas. I noticed that it doesn't start getting cold, like really, really cold in January and February. So hardest point, because you got to still keep feeding. Go out there, over there in South Texas where our ranch is at, that winds are blowing 50 miles, 60 miles an hour, and it feels like needles.
I know. My lips feel like they've been chopped. Like I've been out on the surf in the sun, like I was on a boat lost at sea.
And that was only in December. They're saying that this year, the winter's going to be really, really horrible.
We did have a cold front pretty quick here in November, which is like, I don't know, it's hit or miss. Every few years we get a really cold November. It was cold, and then now it's back at 80 degrees. Like,
they're saying next week is going to drop down the temperatures again.
I know they did say that, like in the 60s.
Yes.
See, but that's the reason why we never duck hunted until after the split, because the very first part was always very hot, and yeah, we get some birds, but it's usually the till. which we've been hunting till for so damn long we get sick of it. I know people are gonna hate on me. It is the mallard is the trophy. The mallard is the trophy, and it is. But here's the thing: in Texas, we kill a lot of different types of ducks. We kill a lot of teal. Well, green wing teal. I should say green wing teal because there's different types of teal. Green wing teal we kill a lot of. We do kill mallards, and so they're not a huge prize. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't know, mallard's not my favorite duck to kill. It's beautiful. I love it.
You know what's crazy? I didn't mean to interrupt you. But
No, go ahead.
Is that
Well, you don't say shit. You interrupt me all the time.
I know shit. I don't care. At the end of the day, a lot of people like the pintails.
Okay, so we got a lot of pintails last year. We got that video. We'll post a picture of the bullpen that we got, and a lot of reds. We can have reds for the last 2 years. A lot of reds. Had a lot of I don't want to say a lot of. We've killed some canvasbacks, killed mallards. We kill teal all the time. It used to be ringer smack down here like 3 years ago. We don't kill any ringers really anymore.
But I think the most beautiful duck out there, and this is my opinion.
I already know what you're gonna say.
The widgeon.
Oh, the widgeon.
The widgeon.
The widgeon.
Yeah,
we kill a lot of widgeons. Widgeons
I think those
pretty
are the most beautiful ducks.
Got the eye makeup
until you shoot them with the 3.5 shells with them freaking Roman candlesticks.
The widgeon's a pretty duck. I think we try to go for the ruddy. We had ruddies here one time. We showed up. They never showed up again. They were here for a day and they were gone. They picked up and left. The prettiest duck I've ever killed, still to this day, is probably the buffalo, and that's when I was in super West Texas.
Man, the widgeons are the most beautiful ducks. But my
babe, give me some banana cream pie up in this camp, and some more whiskey. What's up with the Woodford? This isn't a plug for Woodford. I don't usually drink Woodford straight. Woodford, they can talk about it being a straight drink, but I swear it needs Coca-Cola mix.
Yeah.
But if I was gonna put a plug out, let me tell you something. For the bang for the buck, not that I'm promoting whiskey drinking, not that I'm promoting drinking, but listen, we're grown men, we're adults. We like to sit back and have a little sip. We're not drinking right now. This is apple juice. But if I was gonna drink, Buffalo Trace has to be the cheapest sipping whiskey that I have liked without having to have a Coke with it. You know, but if we're gonna break into like really good sippers, like that aren't still breaking the bank, the Eagle Rare, the Angel's Envy is like, the Angel's Envy is not bad.
Which was the one that we drank last time? It's
the Penelope.
Oh yes, that toasted
one. The Penelope toasted oak we just had for the first time, and then we've bought like freaking 3-4 bottles since. But we had that last time we were at the deer camp, and that was phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie, but it was freaking Penelope's good. I'll be honest with you, Whistle Pig used to be my thing, and so we got a hold of that 10-year, and that is awful.
I think my chest hair grew in after drinking a sip out of that.
Hey, like my wife said, I put some hair on your peaches.
It really did.
That Whistle Pig 10 is serious, dude. You gotta have some Tums after Whistle Pig 10. But like the older Whistle Pigs, like in the Boss Hog, which is really expensive, we would never just buy on a normal day because it's too damn expensive. Is fantastic to sip, but the Penelope, that was pretty damn phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. But Buffalo Trace, I'm not gonna lie, is a go-to. You walk in a lot of liquor stores that don't have allocation of Buffalo Trace is there because everybody gets allocated Buffalo Trace. That's one of the best. That's the smooth sipping whiskey right there. And we drink it neat, no ice. I don't know. A lot of people don't know what neat is. I've been getting served by a waitress that didn't know what neat was, which say no offense to her, but neat, no ice, it's straight up. I don't want a cold glass. I don't want an ice cube.
Let me ask you, why people drink it cold though? Is it better? Is it give it?
You know,
I never tried it because you taught me how to drink it just straight like that.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think I used to mix whiskey, so Jack and Coke's like how I started drinking whiskey, and I don't know. Then I realized that was a shitty drink. It's a good go-to drink if you're drinking Coca-Cola, but really what happened was I worked at a place that had a lot of dudes with money, and of course, I'm not gonna sit here and hate it all. Like I wanted to be like those sons, I mean, they were some money making machines, and they took me out one time to a really nice restaurant and to a cigar lounge. I was a salesman for them, and they told me that I should be sipping this shit neat, and I said, "What's neat?" They said it's just straight up in a glass, no ice, no cold, no chills, and I said, "Okay," and the shit they had me sipping was like, oh my God. And
Was
I'll
so
never,
smooth.
hey, it was. And I'll never forget. I went back and tried to sip Jack neat, and
Yeah.
it killed me. I was like, I was blowing flames like damn the House of Dragon,
Let me
boy.
tell you, man, that Jack is faithful though.
They always make the Jack shooters. I mean, if you walk in the liquor store, the Jack shooters are always on deck. But I'll tell you one thing: when I'm smoking a cigar, there's nothing in my life like having a Macallan 25 year or Macallan 18, a Scotch.
What about that Louis Vuitton drink you told me to drink?
Well, that's a brandy. Louis Trey.
Oh,
Again,
that.
okay, like all the rappers say, it's a Louis Trey. But listen, here's the thing. I could never afford this shit on my own. Yeah, we're not those type. We can't afford that type. $4,000 bottle or whatever, $150 half ounce, depending on what restaurant, steak restaurant you go to. And I've had it a few times. That is a phenomenal drink, but it's not something you can afford to go out and get all the time. At least we can't. I'm sure there's people out there that can afford it, but we can't afford it.
And there's probably even more expensive whiskey out there that.
Oh, there's bourbon. Here's the thing: there's bourbon out there it's like super expensive. But
You think those taste even smoother?
oh yeah, hell yeah.
Man.
Okay. Here's the difference.
Yeah.
Let's take a Jack.
Yes.
We have Jack.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what we call the flamethrower. Like as soon as you have it, you're like, like even burns your tongue.
Yes.
And you step up to things like the Angel's Envy or like even like the Penelope. You remember how smooth the first time we drank the Penelope?
Yes.
You thought like, oh my damn, this is really smooth.
Yes.
Okay. They're the same. They're both whiskeys. You know what I mean? But there is one that is a lot smoother than the other. It's the same thing as like the Scotch. Same thing as the tequila. Or I'm sure they had vodkas. I used to love vodka, but
No, but let me tell you something that I have planned for this year is that we're gonna get more property, more land out there to hunt. We want to grow our channel. We're trying to show y'all more adventures to do. You only could do so much, and you're so limited what you could do. And it makes sense why a lot of people can't do this stuff because they don't have it or the opportunity to do it.
dude, I had my first son when I was 18 years old. And when I tell you I was on the ramen noodle diet, it's the truth. Like, we started off in a 1 bedroom studio apartment. Dude, I was a kid myself. I would jump up and put my finger up under his nose and make sure he was still breathing and shit in the middle of the night because I was
100%.
so
I think that's
stressed out
everybody.
about that shit.
That's-
If I didn't hear him breathing, I'd put my hand on his chest, like wait for him to breathe, but
I sometimes wake them up and went back to sleep and let them
wait for him to cry it out.
Yeah, and let my wife deal with
Nah,
it.
man, damn,
I
bro.
just want to see he was awake.
No, but dude, I started like that. So to get to the point where we're at now, to be blessed enough to have jobs that pay well and that can give us an opportunity to try to go out and buy land. We sure can't afford separate land versus our houses now, but we're definitely working towards it. We're gonna grind for it. Y'all gonna definitely be going through that journey with us, trying to get to this point.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of mixture of everything. I'm just telling y'all about our future. You're gonna be seeing some mixture of the cabin, South Texas, even Panhandle. If God provides, which He will.
It
And
will. It will. Yeah. Like we want to be somewhere doing our thing. We don't give a shit about what people are doing, partying, going to the bars and doing all that. Like we have been there, done that. We've done it all. Hell, Manny got shot. They try to jack him. They try to carjack him. He got shot in his forearm. He survived it. We've been through a lot of shit in our lifetime. Both of us have lost brothers and family members and things that are difficult to talk about that I won't definitely go into right now, but someday we will. But one day we just looked at each other and said, man, we should be heading this direction. And you know what? Like, we're both heading that direction. And the people that weren't heading that direction, they got off the damn train. All right, so listen, we appreciate y'all tuning in. There's gonna be more to come, more tales, more stories, more crazy shit that goes on in our life. We got too many to do in one video, but listen, tune in. That way you'll see what's up coming up next. We appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Later.
Mm.
Yo, what up?
Smoking the brush, breathing the cold. Eyes on the dark where the wild runs bold. Blood on the steel, dirt on my hands. Hunting ghosts that don't understand. Smokin coyotes, born to run. Fire in the chamber, baptized in the gun. Soul like thunder, heart like stone. We hunt and now we don't die.
Kill a duck. For the love of God, I can make love to it from here.